What is up, and welcome back to the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today we're taking on Bayern Munich in the league, who are still only after losing one game, unless I'm mistaken. And we've had our January transfer window, and Bayern have lost the second game. They lost to Leipzig recently. Well, that ruins it, because I was hoping that we'd be the only team that would beat them all year, but it turns out Leipzig decided to one-up us and beat them as well. League-wise, Schalke and Borussia Dortmund are storming ahead. This is a very important game for Bayer Leverkusen, or for Bayer Leverkusen. Yes, it is a very important game, but it's also a very important game for Bayern Munich. We're 9 points behind Mainz. It's not been the best of times since we were here last. We'll have a quick look at the games we played since we were here. Against Stuttgart, beat them 5-2. Buendia got himself a hat-trick. Marcelo Herrera and Balacacha also scoring. Balacacha has been in fantastic form. The friendly game we played, we beat them 3-1. We didn't smash them. I didn't manage it, so I'm only guessing. We lost to Mainz. Ron Schallenberg, player you might remember. We had him when we were at Angers. Came back to bite us. Scored twice. We just weren't at the races on the day. As you can see, Diego Costa with a 7. He had a decent game. We didn't. Against Hoffenheim, we came back to win in the 87th minute with a new player who we've not seen before. Artinelli scored on his debut, scored a brace. It was very good. And then we played Leipzig. Anthony was just so much better than everything we were able to offer. And then against Fürth in the Pokal third round, we were demolished. We were absolutely useless. And that was Fürth without their best player. Fürth sold a guy to Stuttgart, who I think scored in their last game. This guy, Edgar. This was their best player. They sold him and still beat us. Yeah, it's been a poor couple of months. We've won. This isn't our form, is it? No. Or is it Stuttgart's form? I was like, we've been in terrible form. No, as you can see, we've had we had a very poor January, bar that one win. We've had a poor start to February. Transfers might explain a little bit of that. As you can see, Fraser Sharp is still coming in. But we've signed Konstantin Hildenbrand, who is an attacking midfielder, who looks like he could actually be pretty good. He's still playing in the Mainz first team, so that's definitely good for us. He's going to be still getting better as he arrives at the club. He's going to be fantastic. Like, he's 4-star potential or 4-star current ability. Pretty much every role in the attacking midfield position. The only thing he lacks in his game, finishing. He can get over that. But transfers, what's happened? Oh. So we'll have a quick look at the players that have gone out. So Bayer left, as you already knew, to Stuttgart. Gonzalez went to Newcastle after he got annoyed for... What was it? He was annoyed about team meetings, I think. Or how I was talking to the players in post-match, that's what it was. So he left for 36 million to Newcastle. Rene True went on loan. Hoffman went on loan. Lamer, 6 million off to Roma. I think he's valued at nearly 10 now. Yeah, 9.5 million. Conor Lamer, to be fair, wasn't getting a huge amount of games. Still a very handy player to have at the club. He covered centre midfield and right back. Yeah. Then a couple of random players went out on loan. Just a couple of not great defenders. And I think you're a midfielder, aren't you? Sally? Yeah, Sally's just 2 players that weren't really good enough. And then Marcelo Herrera, who is having quite a season. His second best season since the save started. The best one was in Israel. So not the greatest league in the world, but he was having he's gone out on loan to Benfica. Why would you spend 20 million on him and then send him out on loan almost instantly? How long was he in Italy? He was in Italy one day and they sent him out on loan. Yeah. So we lost our best right back. And what did we replace it with? Well, let me tell you. A mediocre at best striker, a bang average. No, actually, worse than bang average left back. Yeah, Guy's got very little potential. Antonoli, who is the guy that came in and scored twice on his debut. We've been playing him as an inside forward. He's been decent. He's not lit the world on fire, but he's decent. We've also had some injury issues, so that's been less than ideal. We also went and signed a... What even position do you play? A terrible left back again. Who are you? Another left back. Then we brought this guy, Derek Jean Inguira, who is a Brazilian right back. We brought him on loan from Flamengo on loan. I think it was another American club. I don't know if it was Houston again. We're trying to bring him in on loan, but we brought him in. He's fine. He doesn't really do what I want him to do positional wise. He's not the best technically, which is interesting because he's Brazilian and he's capped at under 20 level, obviously standard. All Brazilians are, and that like these four were deadline day signings. And I think the direct football, quite close to the end of the window, started to panic a little because this is when these three guys came in. They all came in within the last kind of 2 hours. We signed Zuma Kahanov, a Kazakh right back who's absolutely terrible. I think it wasn't Karat one of the teams that we were potentially going to be playing against. Yeah, they got lost to Maribor. I got a team report on them. I'm guessing that's why he was signed, because we had a report on him. Generally, my director of football doesn't sign players unless they're young. Doesn't sign them without some sort of scout report being done on them. And then Kevin Ellers, who made his debut against Firth and was terrible. So we spent 7.25 million on him, potentially rising to 9.25 million. He's not great. He's played all season for Hanover, but Hanover are sitting 15th. We're 6th. We shouldn't be bringing their trash in. Because of all the fact that we made a £30 million profit in the transfer market, we have an overall balance of just short of 13.7 million. Transfer budget is down to 3.1. We did actually at one point go down to, I think it was £325,000 the day before the transfer window opened, which was delightful because I think we had there was a transfer sorted. I think it was the Bear transfer put close to 10 million in the transfer budget, and then they just took it all. Just all gone. You're not getting any of this. No, thank you. So we are back in the positive. We're actually profiting so far this month, which fantastic. Players sold. Yeah, players sold is kind of the real reason we're on top of this. Otherwise, we would be quite in trouble. We'd have 300,000 loss for the month. So probably going to be losing money before the end of the season. They're expecting us to have a big chunk of money in the bank though, which is not terrible. We're still waiting on the first round games to be played in the Euro Cup 2. So we'll find out who we're going to play in the not too distant future. But for today's game, they want us to play very defensive. We are not going to be doing that because that is not how we play. But like I said, we did have a couple of injury issues. Muller, Benkovic, those two were out injured for a while. Bracalo picked up a little bit of a knock. Martinez has now picked up a knock as well. Yeah, it's not great. So for this game, we are going to be starting with Costa in goal because Havani, terrible couple of games, or the last couple of games he's played in, he has been terrible. Nogueira starts at right back because he's the best right back we have at the club right now. Brett Filer starts at left back. Belacacha, who has 9 goals so far this year, with Tapsoba alongside him. Kulikov and Palacios in central midfield. Palacios didn't leave, and nor did Bracalo. Nobody offered for them, so I'm guessing that's why they didn't leave. Antonelli and Illing as our wide men. Amiri in behind Thilman. Matumbo has been not great, shall we say, recently. I do want to give Muller at some point in this game. I do want to get him on. He's been struggling to play more than 45 minutes for a while. Are they playing? They're not playing Ludic as a midfielder. If they are, I'm going to be so upset because the guy is like a monster of a striker. And if they're playing him in midfield, that's showing the ultimate disrespect to us. Thilman, go and grab us some goals. You don't care. Where are they playing him? Yep, they're playing him on the right wing. The guy is an absolute beast. They're just going to be like, yeah, we're just going to play him on the wing. Ultimate disrespect. Bayer Leverkusen, we're not worried about you. You shouldn't be, because we are terrible at the minute. We're not doing anything. But we have beaten them. But I don't imagine we're going to do it again today. Nogueira manages to take the ball out. Nogueira is meant to be really good defensively. It's going forward is where he struggled. What was Kulikov doing? Okay, Brett Weiler wins the header. Oyarzabal. Yeah. 16th of the season. Oyarzabal has scored as many goals as Illing, who is our top goal scorer. Come on, lads, we're going to demand more. This is not good enough. The January transfer window, actually, normally you see fairly decent. Oh, Diego Costa with the save. Normally you do see hefty-ish transfers going through. Not this year. I think PSG had the highest amount spent, and they spent 92 million, I think it was, or 96 million. It was 90 something anyway. So an awful lot quieter than what we're used to as FM players. How does Tapsoba miss from there? Oh my god. Yeah, it's been a January's been was interesting. The second Herrera left, we pretty much dropped significantly in ability, because the right back that came in is only on loan, and he's not very good. And a bunch of our younger players were sent out on loan as well, so it's not as if we could just kind of go, we'll bring this 17-year-old right back into the first team and give him a chance, because he was after being sent out on loan. Goretzka, thankfully, puts that one over, and we are really struggling. We've had 6 shots, 1 on target. The game against Firth, interesting little tidbit of information about that game. We demoralized them. We were so much better in the game, but they had 4 shots in total, 3 on target, and they scored all of them. So kind of shows how much better they were just in terms of finishing. Like, that's one thing we definitely lack, is strikers. Antonelli is a striker, but he's not an amazing striker. But hopefully somebody can step up and score a goal today. There we go. Antonelli scores his 3rd goal for he scores his 3rd goal for us. Kind of expected him to score when I was bad mouthing him, being like, he's not really a goal scorer. We have a lot of players in our team that aren't goal scorers per se. We have an awful lot of decent, like, build up or second men, and Nogueira, beautiful clearance off the line. But we do have a lot of players that are very good at being like the support striker. One thing we definitely lack is, a goal scorer. Antonelli gets dispossessed. It's gone for a throw. No, nothing's going to come with the throw. But Amiri is one of those players as well. He's been, speaking to Devil, Amiri, he's been completely lost in some games, and then in other games he dominates. And I would just really like if we got the dominant one all the time. Balakacha, it's cleared off the line. Brett Weiler picks it up and brings it back in, but it comes to nothing. Brett Weiler with the booking, taking on De La Vega. Need to make substitutions. As you can see, Thilman struggling, so we're going to bring Miller on. Make him just bring him on as complete forward. Palacios not having a great game. We bring on Beer. Yeah, we're going to bring Beer on. And we're going to see what happens from here. We did get offers for some of our players. Nothing worth really kind of talking about. Like, Marcelo Herrera had 4 or 5 offers before the £20 million offer from Inter was accepted. And I think we could have got more from him. We're just going to go attacking for the last 15 minutes. I'm going to demand more. But yeah, when I saw that, it literally arrived and it was gone before I even realised what was going on. And I was just sitting there, just sad, really. Just quite sad. Just kind of going like, could have had a decent striker or a decent player, but just gets taken off us. I'm actually going to pop Amiri over onto the left because we haven't tried him there. And I'm going to take Illing off because he's been terrible. We're going to bring on Buendia. Let's make Buendia inside forward on attack. We're going to go attacking for this final 10 minutes or so. I'm going to berate the lads when I get the opportunity. Here it is. Fuck it, very attacking. 2 minutes plus stoppages, 5 minutes. We're going to lose to Bayern Munich. To be fair, it's not something you wouldn't you would expect us to lose, but I would have liked if we'd been a bit more involved. The goal we scored was nice, but like Benjamin Pavard running around on the right wing, he's a centre back playing at right back, and he's dominating us. And we've lost. The players were demotivated, to be fair, after the first game because they threw a water bottle, which I don't think anybody could turn around and say, well, you shouldn't have. We lost 3-0 to a team that were in the division below us. I don't think they're even having that good of a season. Yeah, first or fifth. We should have beaten them. Like, we should have easily beaten them, but nah. Finbar picks up an injury. And, of course, because of this, because of the poor form we've been in recently, everything's dropping down. It's not great. Losing support with the players. There's only 7 players like us now. There was originally, like, the highest I saw was like 15. We've 27 players in the first team, which doesn't sound terrible, but a lot of them are players I don't really want to be playing. Like Francis, don't really want to be giving him an opportunity. Munoz, don't want to be playing him very often. Vert, who I transfer listed, nobody wanted him. So, and then the Kazakh guy who's just really bad at football. Yeah. It's been a time. So when are we going to come back next is a very good question. I think we come back for the game against whoever we get in the Euro Cup 2. It's going to be a surprise for the next episode. Hopefully we end this poor run of form. We do have relatively easy games. That being said, we've been poor this year. And we're very quickly being cut adrift from Mainz. We're equal on points with Hoffenheim and Borussia Mönchengladbach. We're almost as close to the relegation zone as we are to the team above us. That's not great. So, like I said, next episode, Euro Cup 2 Conference League, second round. Find out who we get and see what happens from there. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!